Hi Denzel, how are you? And am I audible? Hello, can you hear me? If you guys can hear me, just type yes in the chat. Hello. If you guys can hear me, just type yes in the chat so that I'll know that I'm audible. Hi Dina, can you hear me? Okay, that's great. That's great. So we'll wait for some more time and we'll see if anybody else want to join. So we'll start at 12:05. So I have few questions with me. I will answer those questions and after that we'll take off. You guys tell how's your week been and what all things you have been doing and how things are going. Are you guys doing okay? My week was kind of hectic and yeah, I mean there are so many things going around and then my dissertation deadline is also coming, so I need to. I mean I've started writing a report, but then it takes quite a lot of effort and then the thing is when we start writing report we always feel like okay we can add this in the code and we can maybe improve this thing also. So there's always room to improve and we need to know that where to stop, because if you're working in industry there you have a set deadline and until then you can keep on doing things. But in academic setup the thing is you will be working on your code part, but then you have to take out some time for your report as well. So that is there and there will be a point where you need to stop working on your code section. So yeah, I think now with the whatever I have done, I think I will just stop the code part and now I will focus more on the report writing and the actual dissertation. So yeah, that's what the thing is. And past few days have been kind of rough, but yeah, I'm doing okay. And it's good to know that you guys are also doing good. It's fine. Something great will happen, Denzel. We just need to be motivated and keep working. Great things will eventually come. Hey Ayush, how are you? All right, so I have few questions. So I will first answer those questions, and then if you guys have anything, you can always post in the chat, and I will take them. So the first question that I have been getting multiple time is what are these conversion courses? So the conversion courses are basically they start little bit early from the actual course commencement. So they have few modules. I cannot exactly tell what modules they cover because it varies from university to university. So if you are interested in a specific university, you can always email them and ask what all things will be covered in the conversion course. So let's say you are from a pharmacy background or you are from like completely different background and you from computer science like algorithms and data structures, so that you will know what those things are and you will be familiar with the coding part. So it will have like 2 weeks early. So 2 weeks, let's say your course is starting on 1st of September. So 2 weeks before that, they will start this additional two modules, and then you will be enrolled to those modules as well. So that is just the difference between conversion courses. So you will have additional few modules to equip you with some of the skills which are for, needed for the course, or if you are not from computer science background, so something related to that. The next one is, should I do my master's from a big city or a small city? Or is there any difference? So, previously, when interviews used to be offline, then probably it would have made more sense to do your master's from some big cities like London, Manchester, Bristol, Birmingham, or Coventry, something like that. But nowadays, all the interviews are being conducted online, so you don't really have to go to office to attend those interviews. So you can attend them from your home. So in today's time, I don't think it matters if you are doing your masters from small city or a big city. But if you are very much focused on part-time jobs, then probably if you will go for masters from bigger cities, you will be able to find part-time jobs easily as compared to smaller cities. So I think that is the only difference nowadays, because everything is online. And the next thing is the ranking of the university. Does that even matter? So the thing is, here in my close proximity, I have Newcastle University, which ranks around 150 in the world, and then there is this Northumbria University, which ranks around 500 or 600 maybe. So you see, there is a huge difference in the ranking. But then some of my friends who are in Northumbria University, they are also getting equal number of calls for interviews, and they have equal opportunity in their university as well. They have pretty good ambient, and they have pretty good resources in the university. So the ranking doesn't really matter, but it only comes to the point where the university which are from Russell Group, they have good research resources, because in my university, Newcastle University, they have this the Catalyst building, where they have all the research going on based on data. So there are some huge companies who are doing their research work in collaboration with the Newcastle University. So it is actually called National Innovation Center of Data. So yeah, these are the things which give the little bit of upper hand to the universities which are from Russell Group or higher ranked universities. But apart from that, if you just think about jobs and things like that, it all comes down to your resume and knowledge that you have gained, or the portfolio that you have made. So yeah, it doesn't really matter if you are doing your course from a bigger university or a smaller university. So yeah, these are the questions that I wanted to answer before anything. uh, Hello, CA. No, I'm not in America, I'm in the UK. So, talking about the job market, is it the right time for fresher to do masters in data science in the UK? Uh, it's better to not delay, because see, there's always this thing like something will be in trend. So maybe today data science is in trend, so you feel much connected to data science and you like data science. So you should not delay. You can do data science now, because maybe after a few years there will be something new. Maybe blockchain will take over, and it will be the next big thing. So blockchain is already in trend, but then still I'm saying so. Uh, it's good to not delay, but it is also advisable that you should take a little bit of experience, at least 2 years of experience, and then join masters. But then, if you want to continue your studies, yes, it's never late to, or it's never early to join a data science course. What state in India are you from? I'm from Rajasthan. As fresher coming to UK, how to grab those graduate scheme jobs? What can be done to improve to get those graduate schemes? They are very competitive and not easy to get. Yeah, I totally agree. These graduate roles are not that easy to get. But the important thing is, resume is very important. And it's the hardest part actually is to get your resume shortlisted. So try to make your resume to the best of your ability, or if you want to take some professional advice, go to your career service team and ask them to help you take multiple sessions and try to get it as best as you can. So that is one thing. And then mention those projects in your resume in a way that it seems very appealing to the hiring manager. And also, if you can do something extra like some volunteer work, there is some website called data I forgot the name of the data forgot the name of the website, but I will put the link of the website into the description once this stream is finished. Do check out that. So it is they work with data, but it's a volunteer work, so you will not get paid. But if you are able to find internship, that's a very good thing. So you will get paid and you will also get experience. But if you are still looking for internship, you can always contribute as a volunteer to that organization, and they work heavily on data. So yeah, that will again improve your profile. So these are the things which you can do to get graduate roles. uh, should I do MBA in it or MBA in blockchain technology? It depends on your interest, you know. So I personally like data science, so that's why I came towards data science. I have done web development as well. It was fun, but I am more inclined towards mathematical part and mathematical concepts. So that's why data science seemed much more attractive to me. That's why I chose data science. But then uh, the most of the roles, if you see, it is for software developers and things like that. So job market is still huge for software developers, but it totally comes down to your interest. If you have more interest in data science, go for data science. If you have more interest in blockchain, go for blockchain, because blockchain also has lot of openings. So there will always be opportunities there as well. What about MSA with placement year? Can we apply to graduate scheme during? Yes, definitely. If you are going for placement year, in your placement year, you can work full time, so you can apply for graduate roles, and I think it will work fairly well, because graduate role is for like 9 to 10 months or maybe even a year, and that is what the duration of your placement year is. So you will be doing your graduate role as well and also your placement year side by side. So that will work very good. Hey, I have a MA in psychology. Can I transition to data science? Yes, definitely. Even in my previous live stream, I talked about data science is a interdisciplinary course, so it's not just for IT people. You can definitely do it. But one thing what I would suggest you is maybe do some tutorials on YouTube, see them and check if you are actually resonating with them or not. If you feel like yes, data science is for you, you can go. Or if I've already done all those things, then definitely from psychology you can. Even in my batch, there is a girl. She did her bachelor's in psychology and now she took MSc in data science, and she has got a job in data science. So yes, it is definitely possible. What are the different rounds in the DS hiring process? Uh, I have a whole video explaining this. So I think interview process in the UK, something like that, is there on my channel. So do check out that video. I have explained it in detail. I have 3 years of experience in SCM manager, and now I am planning to do MSc data science at UK. So please suggest me whether my experience. Can you a little bit explain about SCM, because I'm not aware of the full form. So if you can just tell me that, I'll answer that. Uh, Keeping aside part-time jobs, are students able to secure course-related internship? As in, yes, definitely. If I just take my example or some of my friends, some of them being demonstrators to some of the boot camps which are going on. I am doing my internship from National Innovation Center of Aging. One of my friend is doing her internship in some company related to Power BI and stuff. So it is definitely possible to find internships. So yeah, for the data science, how much of knowledge in Python is sufficient? If you have basic knowledge of data structures like lists, tuples, set, and dictionaries, that should do, and how to handle files and errors, how to debug them. So if you have these kind of knowledge in Python, that should be enough. And but sometimes if you go to companies, they are developing these algorithms and they expect you to follow a proper code structure, then you will need little bit of object-oriented programming as well. But to start with, I think you will be fine with all the other things which I mentioned. What certifications are valuable for TS domain in the UK? Today, certifications don't hold that much weightage. It all comes down to what type of projects you have done, what is your portfolio. But if you are talking about getting an admission in the university, if you have any certificate from Udemy, you would be fine, or Coursera, you would be fine. So if your certification related to data science from Udemy or Coursera, that will give you a seat in one of the universities. Supply chain, okay, supply chain manager. Uh, Maybe it is not that relevant to data science as it's a managerial post and it doesn't have much to do with technical skills. But then you have worked in industry, so you have some managerial skills, obviously. So probably if you go into working in a team and you have some managerial skills, so probably you will be able to manage your time much better as compared to someone who is a complete fresher. So that might give you a little bit of upper hand, but they will consider you as a fresher. So you can again go for graduate roles if you like, and you can always apply for senior posts as well. There is no charge in applying to senior roles. So if they want to accept your resume, they will, but if they don't, they will just reject it. So that's there. So it's always worth applying and keep trying. So that is there. So maybe you will be considered as a fresher and not something as of experienced person, but it's not a deal breaker. What's the things a fresher in data science need to do to stand out from? Uh, if you can do like open source contributions on GitHub, I haven't done that. I'll be very honest. But if you do that, it looks really good on your GitHub. If you can host your, maybe you can deploy your models and you have a proper link, you have proper application using your models, so you can do that. But sometimes it gets really uh, out of time, or it gets really hectic to do all those side things alongside your 1 year course. So that is there. But if you are getting some time, try to deploy your models and have a fully functional application, and then put it in your portfolio as well. So those things really stand out, and not many people are doing that. But if you do that, definitely you will be outstanding candidate, and probably you will be worth joining the company. That's what hiring managers will feel like. Can we remotely work in the UK while doing masters? I don't feel like quitting my job. If your company agrees, if you are currently working in India, there are some companies who allow you to go to go to other countries for your masters, and you continue to work in that company, but then you'll have to come back after your masters is done. So it totally depends on your company if they allow you to. But if you are thinking about online masters or part-time masters, I'm not really sure if it is worth or not, because definitely I don't have experience in that, and I haven't met many people uh, doing that. So if I can find someone who has done part-time masters, and if they felt it was worth doing that, I will probably make a video about that. But for that, I will need to search for people, because I don't want to talk positive things or negative things about something which I don't know about. So yeah, that's there. If doing MSc Data Science in the UK, how many hours will you be studying a week? Uh, do we go to school from Monday to Friday? Kindly name some modules to expect. Uh, if you just check my video about my experience about with the MSc Data Science, I have talked about all the modules in that, so you will know what was covered in that module and things. So you can check out that video. But if I just have to answer in short about how many days, so it's usually 3 to 4 days. But again, depends on university to university. For me, it was 3 to 4 days, sometime even just one or two classes, and each session were ranging from 1 hour to 3 hours. So it was something like that. Labs usually were for 3 hours, but lectures were for maximum 1 hour. So yeah, that's the average. So on an average, you can spend around 8 to 10 hours per week in studies or uh, university time. But your personally, you will give a lot more time on studies. I'm doing MSc Data Science in the UK. How many hours? Okay, sorry, I answered that question. Uh, are there enough industries willing to provide sponsorship for the student of NCL? It's not about Newcastle or Newcastle University or some other things. Generally speaking, it's hard to find sponsorship jobs because in my batch, I've hardly heard like one or two people who have got sponsorship jobs. Uh, so it's hard to find sponsorship job, but then there is PSW. So most of the companies are asking you to take PSW for at least 2 years, and after that they will sponsor your visa. So and maybe you don't have to wait for like 2 years. So if you take like PSW for like 6 7 months, and once your probationary period is about to over, you can ask them to sponsor you, and most likely they will sponsor. So that is there. Do people have Kaggle on their CV usually? I am 2x Kaggle expert. Oh yes, definitely it will help. I completely forgot about Kaggle. So Kaggle is a very good platform, and if you have that on your resume, it will stand out. And Kaggle always have a good good reputation. So yeah, it will definitely help. Is your course completion of applied AI helping you now in the UK? By the way, thank you for your notes. I'm glad that notes are helping because I've heard actually from many people that notes are actually helping them and they have found it very helpful. And to answer your question, yes, definitely. The skills which I gained from applied AI has helped me a lot because I was able to watch all the lecture video at maybe 1.5x speed or maybe 1.25, because I was very familiar with almost everything, and I just need to see if there is something new being covered in the lecture videos. So if there was something new, I was just bringing the video speed to normal speed like 1x. But apart from that, I was able to cover all the study materials in a very fast pace, and then I was able to give time to my assignments rather than putting my all time in video lectures. So it has definitely helped me. So it's not just about applied AI course actually, because if you do some small courses, maybe from Udemy or free courses which are available on YouTube, it will definitely help because you will be familiar with all the related topics and terms. So that will give you upper hand. So yeah, that's there. I was thinking about a full-time course. What universities you will suggest where the living expenses are less? Newcastle is one of the cheapest city to live in. So Newcastle University could be a good option. So Newcastle is a good city also. You can also try for Leeds. Leeds is a good place and good university. So these are some places. Maybe you can try some universities in Scotland as well. The thing is, all the area near London or that area, like maybe Manchester and all thing, or Bristol, even Birmingham. So those cities are actually expensive. So if you try to move a little bit on the northern part of UK, probably you will be able to manage in less living expense, and that's there. Yeah. So these are the university which I would like to suggest. Do they still strict students to work? Yeah, you cannot work more than 20 hours, because if you do, there will be it will be hard. So don't do more than 20 hours. 20 hours is the maximum limit. Can apply to jobs in other countries in the UA. Yes, definitely you can apply if you want to move to any other country in the EU. You can definitely apply, and they actually accept your applications as well. Uh, University of Nottingham has a good name, but I cannot comment on the course because I don't remember exactly the course content. So yeah, if you can post the link of the course which you are focusing on in the comment section, not in the chat, but in the comment section. So after this live stream, I will look into the course, and I will reply to your comment. Hertfordshire, they have two types of MSc. One MSc in data science, another is MSc data science and analytics. Which should I? Again, it depends on the course content, so I need to look into the course content. So if you can post the link of both the courses in the comment section, I will look into it and I will reply to you after this live stream. Okay, I'll ask now one question. I mean, you guys just answer. How many of you? I mean, I will just I will post a poll, right? That will be much easier for you guys. So I will just ask a question: where are you guys from? Technical background or non-technical background? So if you're from technical background, put yes. If you are from non-technical background, put no. This is the first time I'm trying poll, so I don't know if it is gonna work. So are you guys able to see poll on top of the chat? So yeah, I think yes, you can. So yeah, just answer in the poll. 5 votes, all from technical background. That's great. They say semester C is about projects. Is it true? If yes, how long it is? Yes, the third semester is all dissertation and projects. So you just have to work on your project. And my third semester started from April end. So May, June, July, August. So it's like 4 months, but it depends on other factors as well, and also from university to university. So that's there, but it usually ranges from 5 months or maybe 4 months. Yeah, something like that. How to get into product based companies for a data science role? uh, Again, your profile should be good. You have to have really good knowledge about all the machine learning algorithms, like the proper mathematical part, and you should be very well familiar with frameworks like um, PyTorch and TensorFlow Keras. So yeah, you need to be very good with that, and also your programming skills should be really good. So if you want to practice, you can practice from lead code. So yeah, those are the skills which you need to uh, focus on. What's your final semester project? So my final semester project is generating synthetic data, but there are many ways you can generate synthetic data. So I'm using synthetic data vault. It's a package based on cycle GAN or conditional GAN, CT GAN. So that is what I'm using, and I'm trying with different encoding techniques like count encoder and then SPSS encoder. So all those kind of things, and then I'm training a regression model where I'm predicting, and it's a behavioral data. So human beings are the most random people in the world. We all know that. So there aren't much pattern in the data set, so it is getting hard for the machine learning model or deep learning model to learn from it. But then that is the challenge that I have to face, and I have to optimize my model to learn. So what I'm trying different coding techniques. I'm trying different configuration of the data. So I have two tables. So I'm first generating data and then merging them and then training my regression model. And then the other way is I am first merging the table and then generating the data, and then I'm training my regression model. So the regression model is where I'm predicting how much time a particular person will spend on certain task in a day. So yeah, it's like predicting how much time you will be spending on watching TV, or how much time you will spend cooking or something like that. So that is exactly what I am doing, and that is the whole thing that I'm doing as part of my final project. uh Maybe you can say that. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying different techniques. The thing is, this is internship. My internship is my dissertation. So whatever my internship or my supervisor is telling me, I have to do that. So yeah, they want me to generate synthetic data for them. I can use anything. I can write a deep neural network from scratch. But then the problem with that, I tried initially and I spent 2 months on that. But the problem with that is there are like tons and tons of parameters to optimize, and I don't really have that much time. So if I was just working for internship, I would have given it indefinite amount of time, or the time that they had. But I also have to focus on my dissertation, so I sticked with this SDV and different techniques to encode my data, because I have a lot of categorical features, and there are lots and lots of categories uh, in that column. So I cannot do one hot encode, because if I do one hot encoding, there will be like hundreds and hundreds of columns, which will increase the dimensionality of my data. So which I don't want. So that's why I'm using different encoding techniques. And yeah, it totally depends on what my supervisor want me to do. But then you can say that it's kind of survey for where I'm comparing different techniques. Yeah. What questions were you asked for your job interview? I have again discussed about this in the video where I have shared my experience with the job interview. So you can watch that video. So that will definitely help you. I also have a detailed video about placement here, so you can watch that video as well. But just to give you an idea, it's additional 1 year. So your course is for 1 year, and then you will have another year where you pay a small fees, which ranges from 1,000 to 6,000 pounds, and then you are free to do anything. And it's not, some universities accept any work. So if you are working part time in some supermarket, that will contribute to your placement area. Some university want you to do work in the specific area where which you are studying in. So it depends on university to university. So yeah, that's there. So if you want to have a master's for like 2 years, because there are some countries, specifically if I talk about India, if you want to do PhD in India, they want you to have 2 years of masters. They probably won't consider 1 year master. So that's when you can take placement year, so that you will have 2 years master. But then uh, you will be studying for 1 year, and then the next year you will be working. But then on your certificate, it will be like 2 years of masters. So yeah, that's there. If I recall correctly, even I looked into Birmingham when I was applying for universities. I personally didn't like Birmingham's course content. If they have changed something this year, I'm not sure about it. But that time I didn't like, and I liked QMUL more. So I had applied for QMUL. I had offer, but then uh, I got offer from Newcastle University as well. So I moved to Newcastle because it's a cheaper place, and course content also I liked more. and also it had collaboration with different companies, and research was going on. So those were the factors. That's why I chose Newcastle. But if we just talk about Birmingham and QMUL, I would go for QMUL. If you were to start MSc Data Science again, what that one approach you would change? Um, it's a good question. And if I had regretted something that I did which I shouldn't have done, it would have been easy question for me. But before coming here, I had planned everything properly, and I stuck to that thing, and I kept following that. So Uh, that worked out fairly well. But if I have to tell something, I didn't participate much into extracurricular activities like joining some clubs, or there are many things which are going on in the university. So if you are into those kind of things, you should definitely try those things. It's actually fun. But I'm not a very outgoing person. I like to stay in and keep working on things I enjoy, like some fun projects. So just to give you an idea, uh, I had completed my assignment way before deadline, so I had some time before my next module started. So what I did, I have much interest in Formula One, so I thought, okay, let's make a driver recognition application or something like that. Let's train a model. So I was trying to Google the data set for Formula One drivers' faces and stuff, but I could not find. So I made a small web scraper, and I scraped images from Google Images, and then I trained a model to detect the faces of the drivers like Max Verstappen or Lewis Hamilton or Pierre Gasly, something like that. So those kind of things. So I prefer to spend time in these kind of things rather than going out and doing those kind of things. But if you are into that, I highly suggest you to try those things. It's actually fun. No worries, I totally understand. We have things to do, Denzel. It's all right. University of Liverpool for MSc Data Science and AI. Again, I have to look into the course content, then only I can comment. But if I just have to talk about in general about Liverpool University, it's a really good university, and it has a very good reputation in the market. And there is a lot of international students who uh, prefer to go to Liverpool. They definitely do. I had published a paper in my bachelor's, so because of that, I had pretty good upper hand, at least in terms of uh, getting offer from the universities. And also I did some interviews where I had to go through interview. But then the problem was it was purely based on data visualization. The job role was purely based on data visualization, so I was not much interested because I have more interest in machine learning and deep learning part. So I told him that I'm more interested in that, so that's why I didn't move further with the interview. But then he was really impressed with the work which I did as part of my masters and the paper I published, and it was there in my resume. So yes, definitely it gives you upper hand, and also some interviewers do like to see those kind of things in your resume. Freshers, I would suggest you to, before coming here, I will suggest you to learn programming at least. And if you are done with your programming part, learn mathematical concepts as well. Because here I have seen some of my friends, they are very new to data science and very new to programming, and they struggled a lot in the beginning. They still struggle sometimes, but they are doing fairly well now. But if they had learned programming well before coming here, I think it would have helped them a lot. So that is one thing that you should do. And while doing your course, I would suggest to build your portfolio. And also, like I suggest, like I told in the early part of the live stream, that try to deploy those models and have a proper web-based application. So by the end of your course, you will be like I have worked on these things, and they will know that okay, you have actually worked and you have working models and things. So by the end of your course, you will not be the absolute fresher. So that's there. Obviously, it will not be an industry experience, but some experience is better than nothing, right? I have a startup, India recognized startup. How will that go with the TS job role? I have a startup, India recognized startup. Okay, so you have a startup which has been recognized by Startup India, and definitely, I mean, if you have a startup and it has been recognized by Startup India, then uh, it is a very good thing, and you have a valid experience as well. So having a startup is definitely a good thing, and always a positive thing to show to employer that you're capable of thinking out of the box and you're capable of doing things on your own, and you can manage such kind of things. So it always gives a positive impact to the hiring managers. I don't really have a video comparing UK and US, but then I have a video why I chose UK. But then I will answer this question here also. It's no big deal. Because there are several factors. The first thing was the course duration is just 1 year, and I had knowledge about data science, so I didn't want to spend like 2 years as part of my master. So I wanted to get it done fast. But then there was Ireland as well, and initially I was focusing on Ireland and not US, UK. But then I mean, when I was applying for universities in the Ireland, I got to know that even UK is offering 2 years of PSW. So I was like, okay, let's see how's the course content in the UK, and I realized that it's more practical based learning rather than going through all the exams and stuff, which is the case in Ireland. But don't get me wrong, they have a good course content, and they also cover good enough practical knowledge. But then it's somewhat they have written exams as well. So that's why I chose UK over Ireland. But the if I compare about US and UK, in US you generally have 2 years of masters at or maybe 1.5, but that's there. And then the living expense is really high in US, and also I prefer a little cooler places, like colder places, and historical buildings and stuff. So in general, I am more inclined towards EU part than US part. So these were some of the reasons why I chose UK. Yeah, how would you compare Netherlands to the UK? Uh, I won't say that I can compare them directly because I don't have much knowledge about Netherlands, but little bit what I have heard, Netherlands is definitely the fastest growing country probably in whole of EU, and also their education system is really good. So it definitely has good opportunities and stuff. But to compare them, I can't really compare because I don't know the specifics of Netherlands. So I'm sorry about that. I'm interested in business analytics, but I have heard that if we do masters in business analytics, then job scope will be related to business analyst job. What? Yeah, that is true. I mean, you're interested in business analytics, but the people who are doing data science course or at least data analytics course, they still can apply to business analytics. I mean, everybody can apply to any job, but they have more. They're still being accepted for those roles. But if you have a business analytics course, then it sometimes it gets a little harder to find something in data science or data analytics room. So that is true. I personally think job opportunities in the UK is better as compared to Canada, because people who go to Canada eventually want to go to US or Silicon Valley. So that is there because I my friend is there in Canada and she's doing her masters and she wants to go to Silicon Valley. So that is just one case, but then I've heard multiple scenarios just like that. So if we just talk about Canada and UK, I personally think UK has better job market, but obviously getting PR is much easier in Canada than UK. Whereas if we do masters in data science or analytics, then we can apply for data scientist, analyst, and business. Yes, that is true. So if you do course in data science or data analytics, you can apply for all these roles. Timeline of master in the UK for spring in brief. Thanks. Yeah. So the course is for like a year. So um, first six, I will say not 6 semester, but first 4 months, first 4 to 5 months will be your first semester. After that, 3 to 4 months will be your second semester, where second semester is usually less modules, and then you will have around less modules, but then sometimes it depends on university as well, but then it can be very in-depth modules as well, and also there you will be working on some projects, and after that you will have 3 to 4 months to work on your dissertation. So this is the general timeline where you have to uh, where your course will start and end. And if we talk about applying for jobs and stuff, I would suggest you to start applying after your first semester over. If I join the Jan session, am I at a disadvantage? In terms of finding a job or something, I personally don't think it gives you any disadvantage, but it's just there are courses, I mean, universities which are offering limited courses, and if they're offering some courses, probably they will cut down on some of the modules. So that is something what I have seen, but because companies are hiring throughout the year, but again, there are many companies like graduate roles are there, so they start usually around September, October. So if you are starting your course in January, you will be finishing your course in January. So you will miss out on September intake. But then nowadays companies have started their graduate roles, which will be starting in the by the end of January as well. So I don't think there is any other disadvantage apart from course and limited modules. Will NPTL certificate help, or should we put them on our CV or use global certificate? Uh, I am not sure how recognized NPTL is on a global scale, or how popular is it, but at least in India it is very popular. But then if you have done NPTL, then definitely you can put it on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile. So having some certificate is better than having nothing, right? So if you haven't taken NPTL certificate, then probably you can go for Coursera or something. But if you've already taken NPTL, or if you already have NPTL certificate, then definitely put them on your resume. Rarest skill. Mm, not many people are familiar, at least on in my batch, not many people are familiar with PyTorch. But then it's not something very rare. Um, if you can learn things like GAN and Generative Adversarial Network and GPT Neo or GPT-3, that is used for uh, text generation and text-based model. So if you have those kind of things under your belt, it will be very rare and very unique. So those things will definitely help. I'm currently working on GAN, and after I finish my dissertation, I will start working on GPT-3. I have a little bit of I've played around GPT Neo because it's free. GPT-3 is paid version, but I think to try you can try for free. So I played around a little bit, but I won't say that I have expertise in that. But yeah, once my dissertation is finished, I will go for GPT as well. Can you help with accommodation in Newcastle? Uh, I have a video already explaining about Newcastle or accommodation in the UK in general. But I will make that one is if you want to look for accommodation without taking help from student accommodation, or if you want to take a house or a room in a house, that video will help you. But I'm planning to make a video for student accommodations. So yeah, that is there. I mean, that should help you. There are many branches in data science, sorry. How did you decide to which domain to choose? Example, deep learning, computer vision, NLP. Uh, this was a long process actually. I mean, maybe you can decide it in just your master's period, but I have been working with machine learning and data science in general from past 3 to 4 years now. 3 years, I think. Yeah. So I have explored all the different areas like analyzing data, visualizing data, plotting them with Power BI and Tableau, and then machine learning algorithms. What exactly I like in machine learning algorithms, and then deep learning algorithms, computer vision. I tried generating text using LSTM and GRU stuff, so those kind of things. Now I'm doing GAN, so it's all about exploration. So I explored a lot of things, and then I decided I have a huge amount of interest in machine learning in general, but then if I go a little bit deeper, it's most likely computer vision, and after that close second is natural language processing. So yeah, it's all about exploring things. So I've explored a lot, and then I came to my final decision that I like computer vision and natural language processing. What about Java? What about okay, Docker, Jenkins, MLOps? Yeah. So Jenkins is mostly for your. I mean, when you work in the industry, I mean, if you have Jenkins on your resume, then definitely it will be something very unique. MLOps is getting more and more popularity these days, but then also there are people getting into it, so it's not very unique or rare, and same goes with Docker as well. If you can explain a little bit about DVC, because I can't recall about DVC. So Jenkins can be little unique, not for people who are already experienced, but for people who are just getting out of their college. Jenkins can be unique, but apart from that, yeah. So if you know Jenkins, then definitely it's really good. Yeah. So that's what I want to say. Just let me know about what is DVC. So almost 53 minutes now. So if we don't have anything else, we can probably end the stream now, and we can again meet next week. Today I had to actually motivate me quite a lot because, like I told you, my past few days have been kind of rough, and I mean, every day I'm getting up around. I usually get up pretty early, like around 6 or something. But then when I get up, I just check my emails and do light stuff. But for past few days, I'm just getting up and straight away checking emails and stuff, and then start working on projects and stuff. So I also had to compile some of the questions to start the live stream and set up things, because if you can see there, that is my desk where I usually work. And this side I have the window you can see on my glasses. So from this I get proper lighting. So to do this live stream, I have to move my laptop and all the setup this side. So and then once it is done, I will again have to move everything back to my table. So it takes quite a lot of effort, and I was feeling kind of uh, drained out. But then I really like talking to you guys like this, so that's why I thought I motivated myself, and I just thought about all the good things, and I came up and Yeah, again, we had a lot of productive discussion here. I hope, and I hope I was able to answer a lot of questions. So there are some more questions. I will just answer those questions, and yeah, we'll call for the day. Where should I build my projects for resume? I usually use AWS Glue S3. Um, yeah, if you have things on AWS, that's good thing, and you can try those things. Uh, you can also, I mean, if you just want free hosting, you can try Heroku as well, which you can do on AWS as well. So that is not a big deal. So you're already using good tools, so you can keep using those things. But you can also give it a try to Heroku. Heroku can be a good place to look at. I got offer from University of Liverpool for MSc Data Science and AI. It's 2 years course and I have knowledge of Python as beginner. Jobs for data science after masters. Um, yeah, it's the same as usual. Like if you want to see job market in data science, I have a video on that. You can check out that video. So that's there. University of Liverpool is a good university, and I need to again look into their course content. I had looked into long back, so I felt it was good course content as well. Okay, data version control. Okay, that's good. I mean, I didn't hear about it, so that's a good thing to know. I will definitely look into data version control because I know about Git. So Git is our uh, version control system. So if some things like that is there for specific for data, so that's a good thing. So definitely, I mean, if you have knowledge about those things, then you should definitely put them on your resume, and probably it will give you upper hand for sure. You're most welcome, Akash. Pursuing the masters in artificial intelligence can work as a data scientist. Mm, there will be some roles which will come under data scientist, but then you will be mostly working as a data analyst or analyzing the data or data engineer or mostly handling with the data and not specifically with machine learning and deep learning. So probably in that case, maybe no. But if you just want to stick to machine learning and deep learning, and that is what you love doing, then definitely you can go for AI courses. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's hard because sometimes what happens is, let's take example of cooking. Because you're staying alone, and if you feel like there are so many things and you don't want to cook, you just go take milk and biscuit and you eat that, and you will be like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling full for now. So you don't really eat properly just because you don't have motivation to get up and cook. So sometimes it get hard. But then if you are living with your friends and stuff, when I came here, I didn't know anybody in the UK. I had nobody here. After joining the course, I made some friends, but still where I'm living, I have some flatmates, but it's like just random flatmates because they come and go. So we don't really have that sort of bond. And also I'm an introvert, so I don't really try to make a lot of friends. So that's there. But then there are people who are staying with their friends, and they came in groups, so they are finding it easy to cook and do all those things together. So that's there. But I'm staying here, and it's sometimes it gets really demotivating to do any other thing. But luckily I'm managing everything well, and I'm trying my best to help as many people as I can because I just like doing that. And when I hear these kind of comments like I have helped and my answers are actually helping, it motivates me, and that's why I'm just doing it. Because if you see my channel, it's been more than 2 years, and I just have like around what 6,000 subscribers because my channel is very niche. It's for data science and masters and things like that. So I don't really have a huge audience, so that's why it is growing very slowly. But then if my target was to just get lots and lots of subscribers, or just to make money on YouTube, probably I would have left it long back because I don't really make a lot of money. If I have to tell you, I make around what $100 per 2 months, which is literally nothing. It's like uh, 3,000 Indian rupees per month. So, and I don't take any sponsorship where I have restrictions about talking about something. So I don't take those kind of sponsorship as well, uh, which I really hate what people are doing in the market, which I talked about in my last stream, which I don't want to talk again. So yeah, it's not it's not easy to do everything, but yeah, I'm managing well. And thanks for your support. It means a lot. How essential is PySpark? If the industry you're working in is related to big data and they're handling tons and tons of data, PySpark plays a important role. But chances are they might be using Scala and Spark in general, so that is there. But if you learn PySpark, picking up Spark or Scala shouldn't be a problem. So that is there. PySpark is good for those companies which are using large amount of data. And nowadays, data is growing pretty fast. So most companies will be using PySpark or Spark in general or Hadoop. So yeah, maybe it's not essential, but I mean, I won't suggest you to put up time in PySpark if you are learning it from scratch. Instead of that, you can put your time in maybe PyTorch or TensorFlow and mastering them and learning deep mathematics behind all the machine learning algorithms and things. If you are done with all those things, then obviously you can learn PySpark as well. Please do make video on projects on freshers topic and how to make it. Yeah, I'm just taking out some time because those videos will take even more time than the videos which I'm doing. Like right now, I'm doing some student experiences because I'm trying to get people from different background on my channel and talk about how was their experience. Because like in the poll, we can see there is 6% of people who are from non-technical background, but then they want to know that if they will be able to do it or not. So even if I'm helping just one person, it counts for me. So yeah, I'm trying to get people from different background on a channel and trying to get their experience. So that is one thing that I'm doing, and I have this project thing in my pipeline. So once I am finalized with my dissertation, I will start working on those things as well. So yeah, there are many things on my list to do, and everything will be done pretty soon. Is data science masters is data science market is saturated? There are a lot of people, I would say, but I won't. Competition is really high now, but I won't say saturated because job openings are also more, and every day more and more openings are coming. So opportunities are also there. So if you are skilled enough and if you are good with the things you do, uh, you will be able to find something. Top platforms to look for jobs. Uh, in the UK, you can try LinkedIn, but I personally feel like finding something on LinkedIn is very hard. So there are few platforms like Target Job, Talent.com, and Read, Indeed. Those kind of things could be good to find job in the UK. And maybe you can try Glassdoor as well. And Stack Overflow is also a good place. So yeah, those platforms you can try for finding jobs. Did you ever felt demotivated while doing your masters due to difficulty of course or assignments? If yes, how did you? No, at least in terms of these technical things or data science things, I never felt demotivated because I told you whenever I got little bit of a week or so, I invested that time also in machine learning or deep learning. So no, at least in terms of these kind of thing, data science or machine learning, deep learning things, I never felt demotivated. It's just the side things which I have to do, like cooking and doing all the cleaning and all those things. So those are the things which make me feel demotivated to do those things. But at least in terms of assignments I have always completed before deadline. I have submitted before deadline. So I didn't have any issue with that, because that's why I highly emphasize on this topic, because if you have interest in something, that's the only reason you should choose things. Because if you have interest in software development, go for that. Don't look for money or anything, because if you enjoy doing that, you will do that with your 100% effort, and then eventually it will pay off. But then if you do something just because you see from the outside it has a lot of it sounds really cool to be a data scientist, and it has a lot of payment and all those things, salary is really high. So if you see just those things and if that motivates you, probably it won't last long, because if you get into it and if you actually start working on those things, you will be like, I am not enjoying doing this, so probably that will demotivate you. So that's why I always emphasize on the fact that you should do something that you actually enjoy doing. Due to recession in US, is there any effect? Yes, definitely it is. Uh, in the UK also, like I told, if I have to tell you something, I have offer from ThoughtWorks, and they had the for graduate role, so they have cancelled many of the offer for many of the people, and they called me and they were like, we want to move your joining a little bit later, because we really liked your profile. And I had a conversation with, like, interview with the data service line head, and they told like, he has given very positive feedbacks for you, so we really want to keep you, but we have some changes in the program, so we want to move the joining a little bit later. But then they have terminated the offer for many of the students, so it is affecting everywhere, and that's why it is getting even harder for many of the people to find job here in the UK as well. So it is affecting everywhere, it's not just in the US. um, for datasets mostly I prefer Kaggle, and before I had my laptop, like, right now I have a Ryzen 9 and 3070 GPU. So I'm using my laptop to train everything. But before I used to use Google Colab, and just because of lack of time, and the models are really huge, I haven't deployed them. But I have few models. I have a separate folder where I have those small models in the work that I have done. I am in a plan of deploying them, so I'll be using Heroku for that. So, and I use Flask for making a web API. So yeah, this is what I generally use, and most of the times I use Python as my driver, and I personally use Keras and TensorFlow. PyTorch, I still have to get on top of it. I have very basic knowledge of PyTorch, so I'm still building on that. So these are the things, and if you have anything specific you want to know, you can again ask me. What is the scope for data science in future? Okay, future. Uh, I don't see data science going out of the market anytime soon, because data is growing. So data scientists are also one of the important resources to manage the data, and also all the companies want to use those data to improve their business. So I don't see it going out anytime soon. But even in data science, we get a lot of new things every day, so we have to keep leveling up. My CV is already there on the channel. Maybe not the CV, but yeah, I have a video discussing about CV. So I took my own resume as an example. So you can check out there, and I will I will put my resume on my Google Drive, and I will share the link as well if that helps. So I will do that. There are a few things that I will be changing soon in my resume. So I will just put the current one for now, but then if I'm changing anything, I will update the link. Motivation letter. By motivation letter, do you mean personal statement or something? What is the scope of data engineering cloud technique? Cloud related roles are there quite a lot, and data engineer also. So they both have a good amount of scope. So definitely, they are really good to have. What is the work of data scientist? Data scientist is actually the umbrella term for data engineer, data analyst, machine learning engineer, or deep learning engineer. So you do all those things, but then some bigger companies they divide these things into separate part, but then they will have one specific job role as data scientist. So you will be hired as a data scientist, but you will be working in something specific. But if you're going to a smaller company, a data scientist will have to do all these things. Have you ever worked in automating pipelines? Um, I have worked with streaming data, but not exactly for everything, like from collecting the model till deploying things. So no, I haven't. But I won't say I have actually worked with automating the whole pipeline. Cover letter, I mean. Okay, yeah. Sure, I will share the cover letter as well. And I haven't actually worked with automating the whole pipeline. So yeah, that's there. Cover letter. I have a very basic. I mean, I don't really have a specific cover letter to be honest, because most of the job applications have it as optional. And there was this job fair where I asked, "Do you really read cover letter?" And they were like, "Most of the companies don't read cover letter, but we do give consideration to cover letter." So that's what their reply was. So I don't think most companies uh, do care about cover letter, but universities will emphasize a lot on cover letter and a few people more, but then I don't think they really read cover letter, so I don't really focus much on cover letter. So that's there. Uh, Ayush, do you? I mean, have you automated some pipeline like data science related pipeline or maybe software development pipeline? So, what tools or techniques do you use? Please let us know in the chat so that we will be familiar with those things as well. What is the difference between data scientist and data analyst? So like I told you, data scientist is the umbrella term. Data analyst will just be focused on analyzing the data and getting insights from the data and visualizing the data and presenting it to the clients and stakeholders, but they will not be very heavy on training machine learning models and deep learning models. So that's there. Did you apply for the big four? If yes, um, I'm not very motivated to work in the Big Four because I have a lot of things to do on my own, like the startup ideas, and I'm working on those things as well. And once you go to those companies, they actually demand a lot from you, and you have to spend a lot of a considerable amount of time, of your personal time in that. And after that, it gets you don't really get to work on those things. And I'm currently working on a lot of other things as well, so that's the thing. I'm not really focusing on those jobs. But if those are your dream companies, definitely you can go. And there are some ethical barriers as well or issues as well because Amazon doesn't have a very good work culture and they collect data and things like that in a very non-ethical way. So that is what I don't really like. So that's the reason why I never tried applying for those companies. How is University of Southampton for business? I have no idea really. So I need to look into the course content, and I also don't have much knowledge about University of Southampton, so I can't really comment on this as well. Uh, yeah, so I think I've answered all the questions, and Ayush, if you can, I have used, yeah, you have already answered that thing. So I have used AWS Glue jobs to automate the data integration pipeline only, not to complete them. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, for now, even I have worked on very partial things that what I was talking about, but to automate everything, no, I have not, because once you are actually working in the industry, you get to learn those things. I mean, obviously, you can do it on your own, but then when you are as a student you have a lot of other things also to learn and master. So yeah, those automating the whole pipeline thing generally you learn after going to the industry, but yeah, that's there. What is business analytics? So business analytics is a bridge between your clients and your data analyst team. So you collect the problem statement in a very layman term from your stakeholders and or your client who are not very technically sound, and then you take that problem statement and then you convert it into a technical statement which is possible to be done by your technical team or data analyst team or data scientist team, and then you pass on that thing to your data analysis team or data scientist team or machine learning team, and they do all the technical part. So that is what you do. You are actually a bridge between your client and your development team. Apart from Real, LinkedIn, Indeed, any other job portals? Target jobs actually, and talent.com or maybe talent.io. These are also some of the good websites where you can do, and CV library is also there, so you can try those as well. AWS or Azure, which one is more in demand? I personally feel AWS is better as compared to Azure, but they both have their own market. Some companies prefer Azure, some companies prefer AWS. Uh, some companies which are very heavy on Apple products, they tend to use AWS. Some companies who are heavy on the Microsoft side, they tend to use Azure. So they both have their own market, and whichever you like, you can learn. And if you pick up one thing, the basic architecture of these things are same, just the UI will change and things will change, so that you can pick in a short term. So if you know how exactly a cloud architecture works, so that should be enough for you. I'm planning to build a project with whole pipeline automated before masters. That's a good thing. I mean, if you will have something like that, it will be a very good thing on your resume and something very phenomenal to show your potential hiring managers or companies. So yeah, definitely give it a try. And if you're not into our Telegram group, do join that. And once you are done with your project, do share the link there so that people will see and they get motivated and they probably get some ideas from that. And maybe they can also give some feedbacks to improve. So it's a good community there. So do join that as well. Any tips on how to prepare for masters in data science? I am joining university in September and have some free time. I have a bachelor's. I have a video about the things to learn before doing data science. So do check out that video. I have discussed in detail about everything you need to know. So do check out that video. So we are over 1 hour. It's 1 hour 17 minutes now. So yeah, I think I have answered all the questions. So, but if you still have anything, do post it in the comment section after this live stream. I will answer those questions as well. And yeah, so we'll see you in the next live stream. We are again getting some more questions. Okay, I'll answer these questions as well. Don't worry. Can you make project? Can you make project? Yeah, that's what I have planned in my pipeline. So once I'm done with my dissertation, I will make videos about different projects that I did. So yeah, should we take placement year course or 1 year course if we don't have any work experience in India? If you are a complete fresher, please, I mean not please, but then it's totally up to you. It's not necessary to take placement year, but if you are a complete fresher and you're coming out of college, uh, take placement year, because that way you will have some time to try out uh, different work roles, and probably you will find something as part of your placement year as well. Can you please share the link to learn Python for beginners? Yeah, I will put the Python tutorial link in the description, and also you can uh, download the notebooks which I have on my GitHub. So you will find a repository called Python tutorials. So you can try that. Yeah, Ayush, I realized that from those things. So yeah, that's good. As a fresher, if you do those things, it will be really good. Python for data science, yeah. But I have worked in internships. Yeah, internships are a good place to get few skills and things. And when we are actually working in industry, we see how things are working. So that's it. Is it easy to find internship for data science or data analyst? Easy is a relative term, you know. I mean, You can say it is easier than that, it is easier than this. But if I just have to say if it's easy, it depends on individual to individual, your profile, what type of projects you have already done, what type of experience you already have. So that is there, but there are a lot of different ways to find internship. There are a lot of different internships available. So I cannot say that if it's easy or not, but definitely there are internships, and if you put extra effort, most likely you will be able to get one. You're welcome, Jim Jim. That's a nice name. Did you apply for data analyst roles? No, I did not apply for data analyst roles as well. I mean, I'm very specific. Like I told you, I believe in things to do which I really like doing. So I was very specific about what I am doing. I mean, that is also something which reduces the market for me specifically, because I'm very specific about what roles I'm applying. I didn't apply for data analyst, and the role which the interview which I had, they told it's for data visualization. I went into the interview and I told them specifically that I like doing machine learning and things, and I just didn't continue with the interview. So you might say you are a fool or something. I mean, people have their different opinion, but uh, I like to believe in things like I want to do things which I really like. So that's why I was just focusing on machine learning, deep learning, and data science in general. So if I am handling the whole thing, like collecting the data, analyzing the data, training models, and maybe deploying it. So if all these things are there in the job, I am open to do that. But if it is something which I have to just analyze the data, probably not. So no, I didn't apply for data analyst roles. Thanks for answering all my questions. You're welcome. Thanks for answering my questions too. I asked to appreciate the patience. No worries. It's always fun to talk to you guys. I mean, I really like it. And that's why I came here, I mean, for you guys to ask questions, because you can ask as many questions here. And I felt like this is the most time efficient way to answer questions, because when I go to LinkedIn and I have to answer questions, it takes like around 2 to 3 hours to answer all the questions. And then most of the questions are redundant. So I have to answer them again and again. And I cannot actually copy paste the answers, because there are very minute things which change from one answer to another answer. Because somebody asked how's the job market in the UK and they are experienced person. Then the other person asked how's the job market in the UK. I'm a fresher. So I cannot give the exact same answer to both, right? So I have to write it again. So it takes quite a lot of time on LinkedIn. So that's why I thought of doing these live stream where I answer all the questions, but I still try to answer on LinkedIn as well. So that's there. But thank you all for supporting. If you found this live stream helpful, give this live stream a like. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do subscribe, because 80% of the people are not subscribed to the channel, and probably that's the reason we are growing so slow. And without your help, it's not possible to grow. We have hit 6,000 subscribers recently, yesterday. So that's a big news. Let's hope we reach 7,000 soon. So yeah, that's there, and hope to talk to you guys again next week. And yeah, whenever I am about to end the stream, there is a next question. But then yeah, I'm not gonna leave this unanswered. I will answer this also. How tough your assignments were as compared to applied? I would say um, applied AI assignments were of good level, and masters assignments were also not too easy. But I think applied AI assignments were actually uh, at least one level harder than masters assignment. That's why I didn't find masters assignments to be hard. It was actually easy. So that's the thing. And also, if you know programming and stuff, applied AI assignments were actually not that hard. And also, if you read the instructions carefully, it was not hard at all. But it depends on your level of expertise in programming. So I won't say it's very tough. And even if you are new to programming and stuff, you will be able to clear all your assignments in masters. So that's there. Thank you, Ayush. So yeah, guys, we'll talk again next week, and if I'm able to find more time, I will try to do more live streams like these. So yeah, we'll see what holds in the future. All the best to you guys, and keep learning new things. Learning new things is always fun, and that's what keeps us relevant in IT market, to be honest. So yeah, all the best to all you guys. Talk to you soon.